So one of my friends told me to check out this cool PS1 game. I think it never came out in America. I went ahead and snagged a copy, and I've been dying to play this. So if we boot it up, you could see that it's in Japanese. I can't read this. I don't even know what the two options are. This isn't gonna work. Let me just there we go. That's much better. Now we can get into this. So I really like this type of thing, a fan translation. I think having accessibility for games is such an important thing. Unfortunately, I'm a little late to this. This came out on the 14th, and obviously this isn't like the 15th or anything, but I think it's still definitely worth taking a look at. I mean, this is from 1998. I think I can be a few days late on the patch that came out several years later. So this game, which I already showed off at the beginning, they're here. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm not even gonna try and make a Japanese noise. Anyway, so they're here is like a spooky adventure game, a survival horror, if you will, and getting this patched is very easy. The hardest thing is probably you actually getting the game. If you want to have it shipped to you, or if you want to procure the game in some other manner. I'm not going to say what that could be, but whenever you get the files for it, we're going to want to go through the README. And if you read it, you can see it gives you a little intro. I'm not going to go over the plot of the game right now. The installation, however, I will. So the patch expects a bin version. I don't know if you guys are very familiar with PS1 modding and PS2 or really just disc-based games in general, but typically an ISO is a pretty common format for a disc. And for PS1, a bin and a queue is very popular. The bin's a very large file, which contains a lot of the information. And then the queue is almost like a table of contents directory type thing, which tells the game what order to put things in and kind of optimizes it. A lot of the times you can load a game if you only have the bin and not the queue. But this is wanting the bin and subsequently the queue version of the game and not the ISO. So if you're copying a game and it has multiple tracks, you can delete track 2. Since it's just padding, we're going to want track 1 for patching, okay? So we'll drag and drop the bin file onto the file that says drag and drop bin file, and then it will make a new bin and queue. This is for Windows. It gives you details on if you're not on Windows. I am on Windows, so I will not be going over that. But I will be going over the files that came in this download, which you will need to download. You'll need to go to download and download them. Click that button. Also, I'll have ROM hacking linked. Make sure to go here if you want to download. If you download it from somewhere else, you might not want to. It might be something bad or just wrong. So here we are. This is, of course, Fallout New Vegas, and absolutely not the game we're looking at today, but that's okay. Look at him. He looks so happy. Anyway, if we look right here, I have a pre-patch version of the game. You know, it's like a cooking show. I went ahead. I already had it baking in the oven. We got our Japanese rip. In the Japanese rip, you can see we have a track 1 and a track 2. Wow, that's weird that they knew that it would probably do that, huh? So here's the queue file. As I was saying, very tiny, small boy. Tells the bins what to do. So we do not need both of these. We do need the patch though. And all we do is we will get our bin. If you want to double check the README, by all means you can, okay? If you have multiple tracks, delete track 2 since it's just padding. Track 2, that's very small, probably just padding. Then you take this and you drag it and you drop it right there and it'll make your files. And whenever it makes the files, I'm not going to do it because I already have my files. It'll be something like these. Wow, look at that. It's pretty much the same file size. Not exactly. It did do modifications to it, of course. And then you have these other files that come with it, which is awesome. So with the original Japanese game, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Metal Gear Solid, but in the manual, it gives you information that you'll need in the game. This is a similar thing. I'm sure other games do it too, but that's a very prominent title. This, if you care to take a look, gives you translated documents. What are these documents? This is a map of the floors. We got floor 1, floor 2, and floor 3, and this may be helpful to you. And then what seems incredibly useful is the walkthrough, but I'm not going to use that because that's cheating. And by that, I mean I'm not going to use it yet because I haven't even started playing the game yet. But if I get stuck, you better believe I'm going to. Also in the README, there's a point in the game in which apparently emulators sometimes bug out in, and there's like a spot that you may want to save. They do a pretty good job of being nondescript. So if you don't want any spoilers, you still probably are good to read. If you don't care about spoilers, I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. Skip 10 seconds ahead. It's like whenever the lights go out, I think is what it says. Highly recommend saving after the lights go out early. There's an event shortly after that crashes occasionally on some emulators. Game seems to be present in the original game and is somewhat random, so just try again if it happens. Console seems to handle it just fine. And that's the end of the spoiler, and that's the end of the tutorial. Wow, we got the game. Just kidding. Actually, that's not the end of the tutorial. That's the end of the patching. My tutorial is going to be about how to not have your game crash, because I'm burning it to a disc, okay? And a CD, to be specific, because this is a tiny game. And it's on the PS1. They don't really do DVDs, so what you'll want to do is you'll want to write image to disk. Then you will select your destination. Mine is not showing up because I don't have it plugged in yet. And whenever it plugs in, it'll probably look something like this. Unless you have something that's very different than what I have, in which case it will look nothing like this. So yeah, it went ahead and loaded up. It auto-detected that I have a CD in there, which is very good. And now what we do is we will select our source. So I am going to be picking the English game that I just made. Going to select it. You will want to make sure you have it on whatever speed you think is best for the device that you're using. I have supported write speeds of 10, 16, and 24. I'm gonna try 16, and hopefully that's good. I have a more in-depth video on this on the channel too, if you want to like actually have some like substance to what I'm doing right here. But if you're able to follow along just as I'm doing this, then you probably don't need it. And I would just kind of wait. Hey, that's the sound of success. Oh wait, it needs to verify. Never mind. False alarm. Okay, that's the real sound of success. That means I'm done on the computer. I'm playing some video games. Who's with me? Yeah, this music's kind of spooky. Yeah, so They're Here is the name of this game. Isn't that crazy? We are, of course, going to do a new game because I have literally never played this before. I'm just going to play for a little bit, kind of run through it, see what's up. I have not played this at all. That sounds like the same sound looped. That is not translated, but I think that's a name. I think that's okay. I don't think she needs to be called out for... Michael, where are you? Oh! So that wasn't real? I think that's how the narration seemed to be telling us. Oh my god. This looks so good, this moon. Character's a little PS1-y in terms of texture warping. Oh my god, what a cool way to start off the intro. Forget just having like some cutscene that shows off everything like a Silent Hill. I'd much rather have that. That's really cool. So here we are, a normal day at school. You know, falling asleep in class, very normal thing. Wait, is this a first-person game? That's super weird. I did not think that was gonna happen. The music for this is really good. I actually didn't watch enough of this to know if it was a first-person game. I just assumed it wasn't. Oh, it is! This is so weird. Yeah, no. I actually didn't really want to watch enough of this to, like, even had no... That's really surprising. That I guess I just assumed that this was not a first-person game. Oh my god, look at all the dithering. I have the option to play with scan lines on, but I don't really have my settings completely down, so I don't want to do that, but look at all the noise. Oh man, putting some scan lines on would be fantastic. So you could speed up looking around if you hold down the X button. Let's see if any of these other... Oh, yo, what up? I can teabag. You can hit triangle button to crouch. That's cool. Oh, what did I just do? Go back. Get me out. Okay, so if you hit the square button, we can go to a... Oh, I love that noise. That's so good. Okay, so obviously we probably interact with circle because this is a Japanese game. Yep. Of course, sound. Oh god, I hate stereo. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, look, this will just say everything. So look up and down, strafing. Yeah, I figured moving around. That was pretty straightforward. And then, cool, it doesn't tell you anything else. That's fine. And then these are inventory items, which we, again, have absolutely nothing for because we're just like chilling, you know? Oh, that is weird. God, this... If I get chased by something and I have to use these controls, I'm gonna freak out. I'll play just for a tiny bit longer, but I'm not really looking to make this in it like... I'm just showing it off. I'm just saying, oh, hey, look, it works. This is a very text-heavy game, by the way. This is something that you need to know how to read, or you would not have a good time. This... fantastic patch. I'm understanding everything so far. Actually, I should just go ahead and stop. I should pop in the Japanese copy of it and be like, yes, I don't know what's happening. I wonder if the title screen's different. That's something I really want to know. I am going to use the, I'm probably going to have I do the intros after I've done the video. I'm probably going to have the intro have something to do with it swapping from Japanese to English. So if you already saw the intro, you'd already know how it looks. But I don't. Wait, I'm just gonna be left alone here. I hope this isn't whenever... God, I'm scared. I know something horrible happens at some point, obviously, but I'm just like, oh, I don't know it. Oh, that's not translated. Oh my god, I'm so upset. I'm so upset. I'm gonna swap to the Japanese one where nothing's translated. Hey, the title's not translated. Also, the audio's really messed up. I'm not gonna play this at all. Thank you for thank you for watching. I'm not going to play any of the Japanese version to see what all was translated. Already the title screen. That was more than I expected. Like, I was like, oh, I wonder if the title screen is actually going to be translated. Hey, guess what? It was. That is cool. Oh, the audio's so messed up. All right, I'm out. If you guys have any, like, other games that you've heard of that are translated, or just any fan modifications, anything that seems super cool that you'd like other people to know about, let me know. If they have broken audio like this, please mention that first, because this is terrifying. I think this game is 20 times scarier now, and I'm going to leave before I have a nightmare. Goodbye!